how to feel the urgency to live without being overwhelmed by life and all of its possibilities and duties and responsibilities. I feel it's appropriate to talk about this because the day after tomorrow is going to be 4 years that I've been practicing memento mori meditation and writing about it on Instagram and on my Substack newsletter or blog, however you want to call it. And I'm definitely going to be making a lot of videos about my memento mori meditations insights or experiences, so to say. I'm not going to now, because these videos are viewed mostly by people who are familiar with my work, so I'm not going to give a full breakdown, but just a short recap. Memento mori meditations are about reminding yourself daily that your time here is limited. Your life is limited and you're going to die. That's memento mori. It's usually attributed as a Stoic practice, but it goes way deeper and wider than that. It spans across different traditions, religions, different continents, and is definitely not just a Stoic practice, but we could say that they have been writing about it in such a way that it was most accessible to ordinary people, or at least that's what I believe. Either way, memento mori meditations. This is not going to be a video exclusively about that, so I just wanted to put some spotlight on this practice, and as I always like to say, one of the most life-enhancing habits that I have adopted. It's going to be 4 years, day after tomorrow, and I've been talking about them a lot because they create this urgency to live. Because if you remind yourself that literally every day can be your last, you create this sense of urgency to start living your life. And I always say, when I talk about, this is me, when I talk about start living, it doesn't mean start indulging in all the pleasures that you can afford yourself. No, it means start pursuing that passion, start taking that risk, start being honest if you were scared up until now to be honest, for the fear of judgment and disapproval. It means start living according to your values, not start indulging because maybe you won't have a chance to indulge tomorrow. Now that we have that out of the way, what does it mean to start living? We can address the fact that what people often tell me, and I acknowledge, yes, when you create this sense of urgency to start living, it comes with a dose of being overwhelmed. Different extent for different people, but it's hardly zero for anyone. And sometimes there are moments for all of us where, by being aware that our time here is limited, we become massively overwhelmed by all the possibilities, but also duties and responsibilities that we feel we have in life. So how to balance feeling the urgency to live without being overwhelmed by life? It's time finally after 4 years to address this question. I will put it quite simply. The urgency is to start living your life. The urgency is not to get anywhere. The urgency is not to complete the quote-unquote game of life. The urgency is not to win in life or at life. The urgency is to start living. To start living according to your values. To start pursuing what you know deep in your heart and your soul that you should be pursuing. To start paying respect to your potentials. To start honoring your duties and responsibilities. And that's what it means to start living. That's how I see it. And from reading extensively different traditions that propose meditating on your mortality and on your death, that's what I've seen every time. It's not about seizing the day in the sense of let's do all the legal and illegal psychoactive substances and ways of ways of entertainment. I don't even want to to name different things that come to most people, or maybe if I'm speaking from a position of a man, what comes to most guys' minds when we talk about living your day as if it was your last, or living every day with an awareness that it can be your last. We are not talking about turning toward a superficial life. We are talking about living towards, not attaining them instantly, living towards the possibilities, your highest possibilities. So the urgency is to start living. The urgency is to start moving in that direction. The urgency never was about getting there. The urgency cannot possibly be about arriving at any stage of your life. The urgency cannot possibly be about winning at life, reaching some sort of pinnacle. And I'm saying this, on one hand, I'm saying this as someone who has quite literally meditated on all of these things for 4 years. So I'm sharing an insight that will hopefully help you. On the other hand, I'm sharing this as someone who has gone through the same thing as you and will keep going through the same thing of thinking that I need to get somewhere and feeling overwhelmed. Some of my best friends are amazing human beings with such capacities, and I'm going to say better human beings than me. They feel overwhelmed. They feel overwhelmed because they also feel this urgency of that their life needs to arrive at a certain point where they can finally congratulate themselves. No, this whole time the urgency was to start living, not to get anywhere. This applies to so many of you who, again, messaging me about you feeling overwhelmed, expressing it, putting it out there into the world, when this whole time it wasn't about getting there, whatever there is, whatever victory you have in mind. This is how I would go about establishing that balance. And once again, it's a daily practice. It's a daily practice because what do you know? Maybe it was yesterday when I was feeling overwhelmed about I'm not there. I'm not there. And every day could be my last and my time here is limited. Even if tomorrow is not my last day, my time here is limited and I want to accomplish so many things. And that sense of overwhelmment creeps up. Maybe that happened yesterday, but I'm sharing all of this with you. So the fact that I know this, possess this knowledge, I'm not posing as some sage here. I believe that the wisest person that you will ever meet, who has both wisdom attained through education and through actually living this life, you will see that they are humble and that they acknowledge it every single day. They have the same struggles as you. So it's a daily practice. It's a daily practice. If I say this is how to establish balance between urgency to live and feeling overwhelmed by life, it doesn't mean it's going to be a switch that you're going to turn on or off every single day. Every single day you have to, especially if you're someone who is aiming to engage in life and to take on some challenges. Every single day you will have to tackle this issue of establishing balance, of keeping yourself in check when you feel your mind going to this side of feeling overwhelmed. It's up to you. It's up to you to keep yourself in check. Once again, a lot of these recent videos, I say I think it's appropriate time of the year to talk about this. I mean, I hope that my videos will one day be evergreen, so to say. That and I do make every video with this sense of any person at any time of the year and any point in their life could come across one of these videos and make use of them and find them valuable. So it's not like I'm making videos specifically for the end of the year, but it's just sort of naturally these topics come to me at this time of the year. So that's why I have to say I think it's relevant. I think it's relevant because now, okay, you're reviewing your year, hopefully creating a plan for the next year, and that sense of urgency and overwhelmment arises. So hopefully this is helpful and appropriate, and hopefully some random person in a year or two will watch this video in the middle of summer, let's say. So I'm going on this journey with you and making something that is relevant to my life at this point, and relevant to those of you that I'm communicating, interacting almost on a daily level through Instagram, and just the feedback that I've been receiving from you for 4 years now. Actually, in day after tomorrow, it's not just 4-year anniversary of me doing Memento Mori meditations. It's 4 years anniversary of me starting my journey of writing online. So for those of you who have been with me for 4 years, there are no words to express my gratitude to you. But even if you found out about me yesterday and took out 5 minutes out of your day to consume some of my writing or some of my videos, again, I'm making an effort. I have been making effort, and I will keep making effort never to get used to the fact that some stranger across the world is spending the time out of their day to listen what I have to say. But that's another rant. I will talk more about this 4-year anniversary. But yeah, as I said, I'm on a journey with you, so I'm hopefully giving you something that is relevant, or relevant for your life at this point of your life, at this time of the year. I hope you find some value in this. Also, apologies for me being fully static, because you probably noticed by now that when I'm making those kitchen videos, I like to express myself also through hand movement, but I've changed my location, as you can notice. Not really the most inspiring background, but this is what we are working with tonight. It's extremely cold, and I'm really not a fan of winter, so I have to maintain this position in order to maintain my clarity of thought, because this is not my home turf, this is not where I operate at my best. But I will keep up my work regardless of where I am and what the circumstances are. But there are some interesting things coming, I think. I'm going to try to challenge myself now, being in the winter. You have seen me enjoy the proximity of the beach to where I was until recently, and me waking up tomorrow to run on the beach, something that a lot of people would even be envious of. Now it's time to show people that it is possible to maintain the same level of enthusiasm and gratitude and joy, and to actively create them in completely different setting. So, because I can assure you, since I was a kid, I dreamt of living somewhere where there is no winter. So there is nothing about this current setting that makes me wake up excited to get out of bed. Definitely not. Now I went off topic, so maybe this is a sign that we covered the main topic. But I'm willing to maybe to do a live somewhere in the near future. But it's holidays and people are people are busy, so we'll talk about it soon. To do a live so that I can all freestyle, let's put it like freestyle, and also reply to some of your questions directly and interact with you, not just reply to your questions, but have an interaction where we go back and forth. I would love that. Yeah, just I wanted to share some context about why this change of setting. Once again, the urgency is to start living, to start following your values, to start living according to your values, to start moving toward your highest possibilities. The urgency was never to get there. It was never to win. The urgency was never to reach a pinnacle of this wild journey called life. The urgency always was, and still is, and always will be to start living. That's it for this time. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like, comment anything that you want. I appreciate anything that you have to say or ask. Stay strong, love life, never feel sorry for yourself, and remember that the urgency is to start living, not to get anywhere. Thank you.